Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy. Today I'll be doing another ship with me video. I do these videos every week and I go day to day and I share the different items that I'm shipping out. You want to be sure to watch all the way to the end because I always have interesting and unique things, and hopefully you can learn some new things to keep your eyes out for when you're out thrifting. It is Monday, May 6th, and these are sales from Saturday afternoon, Sunday, and Monday morning. It was kind of a quiet weekend to start out with, so I sent out 20% off offers on everything in my closet and then 30% off offers on everything in my closet. The 30% off offers really made a difference, and 90% of these sales came from those offers. So if your sales are slow, send out those offers, move out some old stale inventory. Sometimes your expectation for prices isn't what the actual value of the item is. Okay, so the first item that sold is this cute little vintage tapestry kind of evening bag. I believe this is actually called needlepoint. Let's see, does that tuck in there? No. So this ended up selling for $34, and I am just noticing some sort of something on here. So, shoot. Hopefully that is just a little sticky that I can get off, but I'm going to wait to package that until I can take a closer look at it. Okay, well, if the sale goes through, I sold it for $34. I paid $3. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $24.20. The next item is another piece from that estate sale haul, $890. This that I spent $890 at. This is a, let's see, what does it say? Crimson Fire Opal bracelet set in sterling silver. It just looks like a vibrant colored orange gemstone to me. The only reason that I knew that this was that fire opal was because it was still in the original package that said Crimson Fire Opal, and I did confirm that it in fact was in the right package, and that is what a Crimson Fire Opal looks like. It sold for $55. I paid only $3 for it, so after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $41. So I must have had this priced, let's see, maybe like $89, and it ended up selling for $55. I'm just fine with that. I have been very motivated to move through all of the items that I bought at that sale to recoup my money, which I have already. Like I said last week, I have almost tripled my money. The next item that sold is this pair of myrtle wood bear claw earrings. I thought these were really interesting. So that center part is myrtle wood, and I kind of hope to get more for these, but they were part of sending out that 30% off discount. I did not do discounted shipping with the 30% off. I just did no discount on the shipping, which I'm really glad that Poshmark has decided to allow us to not do discounted shipping on everything. I still probably will offer discounted shipping on my 10%, my automatic 10% off offers to likers that I send. But if I'm doing higher discounts like this, I think I am going to forego the discounted shipping in addition, because that's an extra $2 discount. And on an item that's only selling for $15, that's going to make a pretty big difference. So I paid $3 for these after posh fees and my cost of goods. That made my profit $9. Not a huge profit, but that is just fine. Some things sell for big amounts, some things do not. This was a pretty cool vintage brooch. It kind of looked like flames. It kind of looked like a bird, all sorts of different things. And this had been listed for a while. It ended up selling for $14, possibly with discounted shipping. I'm not sure. I paid $3 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $8.05. Again, that is just fine with me. It had been listed a long time and I was ready to move it out. Let's see, that is for that. The next item, this had been sitting in my death pile for a really long time, and I finally got to list it. It had some dirty marks on here. You can't really tell in this lighting. Also, this really looked like Chanel, but I could find no distinguishing maker's marks or anything. I looked at other Chanel Camilla brooches and they looked different than this, so I just decided to go ahead and list it and move it along. It sold for $27. I only paid $1 for this at an estate sale. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $20.60. That's just great for a $1 investment. I am not going to complain about that at all. For those of you who are my regular viewers, you may notice that I'm not using the little gift boxes on every piece of jewelry that I am shipping out. Did I mention that this was a brooch? I kind of looked around and I felt like the prices for those little craft gift jewelry boxes are just, they're kind of on the high side. So unless an item is selling for, say, over $30, I don't think that I'm going to continue to include a little gift box when it's costing me 30 or 40 cents on something that I'm making a $8 profit on. That's not worth it for me. So let me know what you guys think about that. Did I say my profit was $20.60? Okay, so now on to some other items besides jewelry. I sold these really cute Maurice's brand kind of winter boots. Now, I don't normally pick up Maurice's just because the retail price isn't super high and they have sales all of the time, but these look like they were pretty much brand new and they were just really cute. They only sold for $25 and they were listed for quite some time. But I picked these up at a fill the bag sale and my average cost of goods only ended up being $2. So I knew that my cost of goods was not going to be super high at this sale. And so that is, come on, I'm just struggling today. That is why I decided to pick them up, knowing that, my buy-in cost wouldn't be too much. So it would be okay if they didn't sell for a super high amount. Okay, I am going to use the large mailing box. This is box number 7, and I use these for a lot of my bigger boots and yeah, or handbags and things like that. Okay, so let me get this other one. So they sold for $25. I paid $2, so after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $18. I have quite a few sales today that don't have huge profits, and that is okay. I am moving through, some older inventory, and all the sales add up, so 3 or 4 lower price sales add up to $100. The next item that sold is this really beautiful velvet Double D Ranch blazer jacket, and you can see the details on the pockets and the buttons. This brand here, I'll show you the label. This brand is just beautiful quality, and it is a very expensive retail, and it can retain its resale value. This sold for $118. I think I'm going to package this up off camera just to get it all really nice and neat. I had that listed quite a bit higher too, but that buyer got the 30% off offer, and it had been listed 4 to 6 months, so I was ready to move it along. I only paid $5 for that at an estate sale. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $89.40. I think that is wonderful. If that were my style, something I would wear, I would have kept it. It's just really beautiful quality. Okay, the next item that sold is this bag, and it is actually Coach. Can you see the CC logos on there? I picked this up and the thrift store missed it because it wasn't obviously Coach. They had it out with kind of like their tote travel bags. It did have, can you see there, this kind of watermark, and then it had other spots throughout it. But because it was only $4, I decided to pick it up anyways. Let's see. I've already taped this paper together. Maybe I shouldn't have done that yet. Oh well. And it turns out that this was a desirable or more collectible Coach bag because it was a collab with, I think it was James Naylor, Naylor. At one point I looked up who that was, but I don't know for sure. Anyways, the prices for this bag were pretty high. So I priced it a little bit higher, but not as high as other comps because it did have quite a few marks on it. And this ended up selling for 30% off for $48. But considering the wear and the marks, I decided, well, I just sold, I just sent 30% off offers on everything in my closet, and I'm happy with that sale price. Okay, so I had one sale on Cherish this weekend, and it's this really cool brass planter that's kind of shaped like a lotus flower. This ended up selling for $115 plus a $5 packaging fee, which is in addition to the shipping fee, and the buyer pays both. So my total sales price was $120. I think that is wonderful for this planter. I only paid $1 for this at the estate sale, or at an estate sale. So they had it marked a little bit higher on the first couple of days. I think they had it marked at 10 or 15, and I decided to pass on it, which, seeing as how much it sold for, that wouldn't have been too bad. But anyways, it made it to discount day. The third day, most items at this estate sale company go down to $1. And so I only paid $1 for this. And this and a couple other cool brass planters were left, so I grabbed them. After Cherish's fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $84.50. If you are new to my channel and you're interested in selling on Cherish, I have the Cherish Seller's Guide linked in the description box below. It's not an affiliate link or anything. It just tells you everything you could want to know about selling on Cherish. And you want to be sure to read that because there's a lot of different kind of things about that site. But I will say it's wonderful to sell on there and get good prices for things. Okay, so that is it for today. If you are enjoying my videos or you like this type of video, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, and I hope that you can help me get there. Also, it'll make sure that you don't miss any of my future uploads if you subscribe and ring the bell. If you could give this video a thumbs up, that also really helps me out. Don't go anywhere though. I will be back in a couple of days, my time, a second your time, to share what else I sell. It's the same day. I had 2 more sales while I was filming, so I thought I'd get those shipped out too. One pretty exciting sale, a bundle of 3 bracelets. So the first bracelet is this Carolyn Pollock stretch, is this stretchy? Yeah, stretch bracelet. And this is pink rhododendite. I never can remember. I looked it up, but this seems to be a popular stone from her because every time I have listed something of hers with this stone, it sells rather quickly. So this has only been listed a week or two. The bundle sold for $97 for all 3 pieces. I think that the asking price for this bundle was $130 and the buyer offered me that $97. The bulk of the pricing was in this Carolyn Pollock piece. Her items have just sold so well for me. The other 2 bracelets were just vintage bracelets. This is kind of a mother of pearl and gold tone metal station link bracelet. It has little Asian characters. This has been listed for, I don't know, probably a couple of months. I initially picked it up because I thought it might be real gold. Sometimes you will see this style of bracelet in real gold. And when I am at a competitive estate sale, I am just grabbing things that look like they could be real silver or gold if the price is affordable. So this estate sale company prices their stuff at just like $1, $3, $5, and $8. So that was only $3. This next item is a cute little vintage cuff bracelet. It has a little ceramic butterfly on it. This was only listed a very short time, maybe a couple of weeks, and it is Avon. And so I kind of drug my feet listing it because I don't always get the greatest prices for Avon. But if it's cute, then it inevitably will sell. Let's see, I was hoping I could get all of these in one box, and it looks like I am going to. So both of those other 2 little bracelets weren't priced very high, and I didn't really consider them to be very special, so I decided to accept that $97. I paid about $3 a piece for each item in this, making my total cost of goods $9. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $68.60. I am thrilled with that. And, oh, let's see, I don't have a shipping label. That's why it's not there. So I'm just going to, for these, I'm just going to request that Posh send me a QR code so that I can just go straight to the post office because I don't have a printer here at the shop. I have it at home. And then I can just have the post office print it and slap it on there. So we are having the wildest weather today. I don't know if you can tell the change in lighting, but the sun's bright and out, and it was out earlier when I was filming, but then in between for the 20 minutes, it looked like a storm was rolling in and it got all black cloud and windy, and there was rain real quick, and now it's sunny again. So anyways, kind of bizarre. I guess that's how spring is. So the next item I am so excited to sell. It is just this vintage kind of fun, funky little necklace. I thought this was really a cool piece, but it has been listed 2 or 3 years and it didn't sell. I don't know what the deal is. I didn't have it priced that high, but this buyer offered me $16 and I said, yes, please take it. Something I forgot to mention is that I have been having my Posher VA automatically relist 7 items per day for me. So these are old, stale listings that have been listed over 90 days. And so it just automatically goes in there and deletes the old listing and relists the item. And I'm having it do 7 items a day. This was one of the listings that it relisted for me. And quite a few things recently that I have sold that I've said have been listed a long time are items that have been relisted recently. So I think that's really paying off. And I think I'm going to keep, you know, having it do throughout the summer, relist a few items a day for me to, you know, get fresh eyes on those items. I don't like to relist items unless they are more than 90 days old, because I do like to take advantage of the likers. So when I sent out those 30% off offers, had I been having, you know, items relisted more frequently, then I may not have been able to take advantage of those likers. That being said, if you've had an item listed for 6 months and it hasn't sold, don't be afraid to relist it and lose those likers, because probably chances are that if they haven't bought it in 6 months, they're not going to buy it now if you've already sent out offers and done all the things. So that's only sold for $16, but that is fine. It was a costume jewelry piece, and get it out of here. After that long, it needs to go. I only paid $3 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $9.80. I'm excited to have those couple more sales. Also, whenever I send out you know, a heftier discount on everything in my closet, it does seem to make the algorithm happy, and it kind of boosts my closet, and I end up getting more offers. Sometimes I get full price sales when I do that. I didn't this time yet, but I do think it is good to send out more aggressive offers at least once a month to kind of move out some stale inventory. I used to only do it every 60 days when the old offers would drop off. Do you know what I mean? And then the people would get an offer again after 60 days if they had liked it more than 60 days. But now I'm doing it a little bit more often, and it seems to work. All right, don't go anywhere. I will be back tomorrow, the next day, to share what else I sell. Hi again, it's the next day, and I've got a few more things to ship out. I had a buyer request that I ship something quickly, so I thought I'd just share what else I sold. I sold this pair of salad tongs. These are teak wood. I think they're probably hand carved just by the way that they look. These sold on Cherish, and they sold for $58 plus a $3 packaging fee, so a total of $61. I paid about $2 for these at an estate sale. So after Cherish's fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $46.24. I think that's wonderful on a pair of salad tongs. So I will go ahead and package those up off camera. Then next I sold this belt on Cherish, and it is this really pretty green snakeskin belt. It is vintage. I just listed this recently. It's been in my death pile for a while. Let's see, you probably can't even see it, but because it had this area where some of the scales were coming up, and I just needed to, trying to get it to not bend at that point. I just needed to basically glue down those scales, and when I'm doing something like that, I just use a fabric glue because it dries clear, and it dries quickly. I've had good luck. It seems pretty durable too. So hopefully this doesn't get any worse in transit, but we shall see. So anyways, it was sitting in my death pile, and I finally got those glued down and listed it, and it sold for $18. Had this not had that little repair, I probably would have held out for a higher amount, but this buyer offered me $18, and seeing as it is the summer of sales, I decided to accept it, especially because it had been sitting there waiting to be listed for who knows how long. Okay, did I say I paid about $1 for this? It sold for $18. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $13.40. Not a home run, but for something that's just been sitting there forever waiting to be listed, I am happy to see it go. These I might have sold a little too cheap. I don't know. Coach is really hit or miss for me, but it's just this pair of Coach sandals. They're really in pretty great condition, and they sold, the buyer offered me $20. like I said, you know, sometimes I can get decent prices for Coach, but typically it just sits and then it ends up selling for not very much money. So when I got the offer, I just decided to go ahead and accept that. Just trying to see, make sure these will fit in the box that I got for them. I had paid $4 for these, so after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $12. You guys know me, I really prefer having larger profits on items, but I am also feeling very motivated and happy about moving out inventory and just kind of moving through some things rather than sitting and waiting for, you know, top dollar on things that aren't super special. I don't think those Coach sandals are super special. I did have a few offers on things that I did counter offer. I actually also accepted 2 offers yesterday that had payment issues and they haven't resolved it. So just so you know, I'm not accepting every single offer on every single item, but most of them, if they are reasonable, and I'm going to make a decent profit. So these were a pretty good sale. They are a pair of vintage cowboy boots. They are lizard or iguana skin. As you can see, they did have some scuffs and wear, but this is kind of a unique color. And this iguana skin, let's see. It looks like maybe I just had another sale. We will see. So what was I saying? So this exotic lizard skin can have a good value. And these were a men's size 6.5, so that translates to about a women's size 8 to 8.5. So they were also a good size for women. These sold for $119. I am thrilled with that, especially because I picked them up for just $9. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $86.20. For those of you who haven't seen my videos before, I usually use this large box number 7 for my bigger boots like that, and then I just slightly bend them to get them to fit in the box. And I have never had a problem with them being shipped like that, because, you know, especially if you're selling vintage or used boots, they already have creases and the leather has already softened, so it is just fine to bend them just slightly to get them to fit. So all in all, a really great couple of days. I will pause the video and come back if that was indeed another sale. It was some sort of notice from Poshmark that popped up on my phone. So if it's not another sale, then I will be back in a jiffy to share what else I sell the rest of the week. I'll see you then. Hey again, it's Friday and I've got a few sales to share with you guys, but I'm really excited. I just went to some yard sales this morning and I want to share with you the couple of things that I got. I woke up late. I'm not really an early riser and I was like, I don't know if I should even go. It's late. All the good stuff's probably gone. And there was a neighborhood sale for a 55 and over mobile home park. So I went there and it had already been open like 2 to 2.5 hours. And I went into one sale and a man was bringing some stuff into the sale. And I couldn't tell if he had got it from the front part and he was bringing it back because he was going to buy it, or if he was bringing it in from his house. Turns out he was the neighbor and he was bringing it across the street. And oh my gosh, you guys, he had some really great stuff. This isn't one of the things he brought, but I did get this really cute vintage pillow, and you guys know how great I do with vintage pillows. I paid $8 for this. Funny enough, I sold a great vintage pillow that I'll be sharing with you in just a second. But the guy had set down 2 vintage Pendleton coats. I picked those up and asked the lady how much they were, and she said, well, you're gonna have to ask him, but I think he's going back to get more. So she calls him, and then he comes over and he says, how about a vintage Filson coat too? If you guys don't know what Filson is, you guys should look, because it is very, very expensive. So I believe this is the Mackinac style coat. And here is their label. I can't tell if this is a vintage or a newer one, but I paid $30 for this, and it retails, I'm not sure, but I think it's like $400 to $600 for this coat, and the resale value is really great. So I'm so excited. I've sold this exact coat before for I think $250. Oh, there was also a Carhartt vest. You guys know that I've done really great with Carhartt in the past. This one's all painted up and everything, but that is just fine. I paid $5 for it. So I'll expect to get, you know, I'm not exactly sure, 40 or 50 for that. This is the vintage Pendleton wool kind of shirt jacket. It has that same Mackinac style. I have sold these vintage plaid Pendleton jackets for over $150 in the past. I haven't had a chance to fully look at the condition on everything, but it looked good. I paid $20 for that. And then he also brought this one out, another plaid Pendleton Mackinac style jacket. And did I say I paid $20 for this one? So there is easy $400 to $500 worth of potential profit in that one little sale. And had I got there at the beginning, that stuff wouldn't have been out yet. So sometimes it's okay to be late. I'm so excited about that find. So now I'll share with you what I sold. I'll be right back. Poshmark was pretty slow the last couple of days. I only had 2 sales since Tuesday, and it's Friday, so actually it was really slow. I'm not going to package these on camera because I'm a little scatterbrained and I didn't get that all set up, but I'll share with you what they sold for. So the first item that sold is this J. Jill belt. I liked that it kind of had this different type of buckle and that contrast stitching. This sold for $33. I had paid, I think, about $5 for that. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $21.40. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it seems like I haven't been selling quite as many belts lately, which is just fine. I think maybe it's because I haven't been listing as many, or there's more competition because you guys are all selling belts, but that makes me happy if you guys are making money on belts too. So the next item that sold is this pair of Duck Feet brand boots. Now these have a really high retail price. I think it's close to $300. This is the little logo. There is no branding otherwise, I don't think. No, there's not. But I found out about these. I picked up a pair at another mobile home park estate sale, like the full park yard sale. Sorry, I can't spit it out. But I could tell that they were good. I didn't know the brand, but they were only $2, so I picked them up. I think I sold those for $125. These sold for $100. If you find them, the tag is down in here, but like I said, there's no other branding, so just keep your eyes out for this little deal. I'm not sure if I could have gotten a little bit more for these, but they had been listed for a few months, so I just decided to accept that $100. I had only paid $9 for these at the Goodwill. The Goodwill didn't recognize this brand either. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $71. I think that is really great. So I sold a vintage orange velvet pillow on Cherish. This is probably from the 1960s. 50s through 70s, I'm not exactly sure. It sold for $89 plus a $3 packaging fee, so a total of $92. I paid $3 for this, so after Cherish's fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $69.42 on a vintage pillow. If you guys are passing on vintage pillows, I would give them a try. So I have found that the silk ones do well, brightly colored ones do well. If they have a unique shape to them, they do well. I try and stay under $5 typically, but that one that I showed you, I knew the lady and she knew I was a reseller, so I paid $8. I thought it was cute. I'm excited that this sold. It is an ironwood, carved ironwood statue of, I put crane, heron, flamingo, because I wasn't exactly sure what it was. It sold for $76. So it was $70 was the sale price, plus I had the $6 packaging fee. I did pay up for this a little bit. I paid $15 just because I thought it was so cool. And this sold on Cherish, if I didn't mention that. So after their fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $45.60. I think that is great. The ironwood stuff is usually a kind of slow seller for me, but I am drawn to it for some reason. So I try and only pick up the unique pieces. So like I said, today is Friday. I'm not sure if I'll be back tomorrow. Depends on if I sell anything else. If I don't, well, either way, I'll try and remember to have T-Bird do an outro and I'll share what my total sales for the week were. I'm also going to make a little short video, so in the shorts feeds, about those finds. So if you wouldn't mind going and clicking on that to get it some traction in the algorithm, I would really appreciate that. So don't go anywhere. I will be back to share what else I sell. Thanks so much for watching. Hey again, it's Saturday and I just have one more thing to ship out, but I do have a couple pending offers on Cherish that I'm pretty sure I'm going to accept, but I will save those till Monday. I might counteroffer, but I am trying to focus on it being the summer of sales and just go ahead and accept those offers. Okay, so the item that sold is this black leather belt, and it is by, I don't know if you say Shinola or Shinola. And thank you to everyone who let me know that this was a really good brand when I shared it in my recent thrifting video. This ended up selling for $50. I had it priced at $75 or $85. And this buyer started off by offering me $40, and then we went back and forth and they came up to $50. I did look at sold comps on eBay, and it looked like sold comps were between $50 and $65 in general for this type of belt. And so I just decided to go ahead and accept that $50 because I only paid about $3 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $37, which I think is a really great profit. T-Bird will be making an appearance after this. I filmed her a little bit after she just got out of the bath, so you can see what she looks like all wet after taking a bath. This ended up being a pretty good week. My total sales were $1,128. My total cost of goods was $92, and my total profit after any fees, my cost of goods and shipping discounts was $805.39. As you guys know, I'm always trying to have at least $1,000 worth of profit per week, but it always doesn't end up like that. And I do think I'm kind of heading into my slower time of year, but I am still going to keep trying to list to keep my sales going. I would love it if they could stay as high as they are in first quarter, but historically that just does not happen. So thank you so very much for watching. If you're enjoying my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Okay, don't go anywhere. Watch T-Bird here in a second, and I'll see you guys all next week. Thanks again. I thought some of you might enjoy seeing T-Bird after she had a bath. She got out of the, She got out of the bath about 20 minutes ago. So, oh, she's saying give this video a thumbs up. So she has dried out a little bit, but hopefully at some point I'll actually get some video of her in the tub. So I put her in the bathtub, and then I just put my hand under, sorry for the shrill, under the faucet to make it kind of into like a shower, because she's still afraid of the actual shower in the shower, if you see what I'm saying. Anyways, I try and give her a bath at least once a week. It doesn't always work out that way, but she really loves the bath, and she gets a little ratty looking if it goes longer than a week, but just the plain water makes her feathers look all smooth and shiny. Can you say thank you for watching, everybody? We'll see you next week. Can you say bye-bye? Or give this video a thumbs up? She's done. All right, thanks guys. See you next week.